Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Welcome to the Morning JB Show. I am your host, James Bourman. And it is freezing. We are plunged back into darkness. I hope you and yours are well through this lockdown and you're keeping sane and active. So what I wanted to do today was go through 4 different ways that you can kind of keep your relationship healthy going through this. Now, something that we identified quite early when we were getting locked down and we were kind of stuck under the same roof is that actually the routine's different, right? So although we're out and we're in and we're used to seeing our partners and our family sporadically, if you like, through life, what suddenly has happened now is that we're seeing them all the time. We're on top of each other all of the time, and that can create tension and stress, and it can create mental well-being issues as well. Despite us loving our partners and our families, continuously being on top of each other can be very stressful. So I'm just going to go through 4 different ways maybe that we've implemented that you might be able to take some guidance from and implement a bit of that. Before we do, just to let you know that our 5-day Fire It Up challenge now is back on. We're running an extra one because obviously everyone's going stir crazy. We weren't meant to run one till May, but we're going to run one next Monday. If you want to join us, it's completely free. The link's in the bio. So listen, let's go through these first ones. So number one is to set rules. We have to create rules in the household. So that means that if you are if you're on top of each other and you need some space, you create the rule that you're allowed a 20-minute timeout. So you need to go to the bedroom and spend some time to yourself. Okay, there has to be rules in place in terms of maybe if there's a baby in the house who's dealing with the baby, sometimes we need a break from that because obviously sometimes we're out and we're working, etc. and we get that relief. But sometimes there is no escape right now here where we're stuck under the same roof. So kind of look at the things that you need to create rules for enough that you need to create rules for. And when you do them, write them down, stick them up on the fridge, stick them up on the like on the kitchen surface, on the mirrors or whatever it's going to be, so that the whole family can see it. So the kids know exactly when they're going to do this homeschooling. Everyone knows when they're going to do maybe the family workout. Everyone knows when it's somebody's time out space. Okay, everyone knows when they get their little bit of free time. Everyone knows who's doing the washing up and whose turn it is to do the chores, whatever it is. There's the smaller attention to detail kind of gives people their own little responsibilities and their own little focus. All right, so there are strict rules in the house. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is to do things together. Okay, have set family time. So whether that's going to be between 5 and 6 or 5 and 7, I don't know, whatever that's going to be for you. So it might be a board game, it might be a game of cards, a game of Uno. It could be FIFA with your boy. I don't know, whatever your situation dictates. I think it's healthy during the week, at least once, twice, maybe 3 times, to be able to congregate together and say, this is specific family time, this is where we're going to forget everything that's happening and we're just going to have some fun. We're just going to sit around the kitchen table, the dining room table, I don't know, and whether it's cooking together, whether it's like playing board games together, whether it's playing PlayStation together, whether it's watching a film together, you've got to do something that's going to bring you all together. Okay, and that comes in as part of your balance, as part of your rules. Okay, so we're creating those rules. And remember, the purpose is to really raise the self-awareness of enjoying that family time that you get together that you don't normally get so much, but doing it with balance under those strict rules. The third one, for me, is communication is absolutely essential. The communication one is like where we have to think about what we're saying before we say it. Okay, so it's very easy to be very snappy or very naggy. You got to understand that actually you might not be the only one struggling, but your partner is struggling slightly as well. So you got to understand and put yourself, I think, in their shoes as well. I'll give you an example. In our household, Jemima is the super clean one. I'm the super maybe lazy one. Not lazy, but my attention's elsewhere. But it's kind of like changing my habits, my routines and my thought processes that I need to make sure that I support like my partner as well. Fucking dog, nightmare. And again, that's just raising your needs to other people's as well. It's just kind of, you're going to have to communicate in a different way, because normally when things are heated, you go to work or something and things calm down and you come back. But when you're stuck under the same roof, okay, it's even more difficult, right? So I think just being aware, all I'm trying to do here is raise that self-awareness in terms of what's going on, in terms of the communication that you use, how you communicate, because if you say things in a wrong tone, it's going to be a nightmare when you're stuck under the same roof, right? Okay, the very last one, which I think is probably one of the most important, is identifying the top 3 triggers, okay, of each other. So what are the biggest things? We did this yesterday, and what are the 3 things that annoy you most about me, and vice versa? And the key is to try to be, again, more aware of those things, because like if we're trying to have a stable relationship throughout this, and we're trying to keep a happy, healthy relationship, remember, this is not forever. This is a temporary basis that we're stuck under one roof. So we have to really figure out what those things are. We're not asking people to change, we're just asking to be more aware of the things that annoy me. So mine would be, don't nag me about washing up or housework. I help you do it. But writing those 3 things and having a bit of fun with it, sticking it up around the house, maybe using a yellow card and a red card. So if someone's doing something that triggers you, you can give them a yellow card. If they get a red card, then then you have to do press ups or burpees or something. But it's kind of like trying to come here, Jesse. It's just trying to make the most of a bad situation. Relationships are going to be tested to the max, and I'm not a relationship expert by any means, but I think sometimes what I am good at doing is just raising self-awareness as some points that you think, I haven't thought about that. We have been a bit naggy at each other. We have been a bit sort of shouty at each other, and that's the thing that I want us to try and avoid, because we want the kids to see how you can come together and work as a team, right? To be this solid family unit, but teach them balance, teach them structure through your rules, okay? Teach them communication, because the kids will be going a bit stir crazy as well. Everyone will. So, I think it's important that we take note of how we can improve those relationships, keep them healthy through a really difficult time that's going to test everyone emotionally and mentally at the same time, okay? Right, that's Councillor Boardman out. I hope you're staying safe out there, guys. I'll be back tomorrow bringing you some more value just to keep your head in the game through this troubled time. Remember, if you want to come and join me, work with me for 5 days, literally there is no cost at all. It's totally free. It's just kind of like this, but in much more detail. We talk about self-awareness, we do some fitness, we talk about purpose, fulfillment, we talk about routines, and then we talk about planning and personal management. And I set you little challenges each day. It'd be fun for you, especially during a difficult time. Have a great day. Stay safe.